Hi everybody, it's Al again, and I wanted to do a quick video on how to reload the 223 Remington using the Lee Classic Loader. The Lee Classic Loader is a self-contained reloading kit that you could purchase for less than $30 in most places like Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops, Midway USA, Natchez Shooting Supplies, and Mid-South Shooter Supply. So this is really everything that you need outside of powder, primers, bullets, and of course your cases and a rubber mallet, and that's pretty much, or a plastic face mallet, and that's just so you don't tear up the tools. So let me show you what's contained in the self-contained reloading kit. The first thing we see is that there's an instruction manual with it, and it shows you what all the tools are in this kit. It goes through talking about the components themselves, so it's pretty thorough. So if you've never loaded before, this is really made for the beginner user, the first time user. Tells you about trimming your cases, seating the bullets, and then it kind of shows you the instructions on how to reload using this kit, and it goes in even steps 1, 2, 3, and then steps 4, 5, 6, and 7. So there are really only 7 steps into using this kit here, and then it shows you a cross-section of a fully loaded round and what it looks like, where the components are, and it goes, into the basics of reloading, how to size it, what primers are, and how to add the powder properly, and then some safety tips and things like that. And then the final page tells you about crimping your bullets, which is done on the other side of the die, and I'll show you that, as well as military cases that has crimped primers and those kind of things. So in addition to that, this kit also contains load data. So it has a recipe book built into it, and it's a single page, and it shows you the maximum trim length, the overall length of the round, so you can properly trim your cases and adjust your bullet seating die. And it tells you that you need to use small rifle primers. And then on the back side of it, it shows you all of the different bullet weights and different powder combinations that you could use. And this kit includes a powder dipper, which is this guy right here, this column right here where it says Lee dipper. That dipper is 1.6 cubic centimeters. So they do volumetric loading, and they are really underrated. So you always are in safe loads, and I'll give you an example of that. So if we go take a look here at, for example, I'm going to use H4895. Well, H4895 has a load here for 50 grain bullets, and using that 1.6 dipper. If you go to the 69 grain bullet, you'll continue to see H4895 using the same dipper, right? As well as a 75 grain bullet with the same dipper using the same powder. So that tells you that as long as you stay under 75 grains with the same dipper that you get in the kit, that you'll be able to use that powder 4895 with no problems whatsoever. And I've tested these loads out, and they work really, really well. So what do you get in the kit? Well, you have a primer decapper rod, which is right here. There is a powder dipper that you see there, and then you see a base, which is for depriming, and the case goes in here. When you knock the primer out, it goes through this little hole in here, and they collect in the back. There is a rod in here for different operations, like getting the bullet or the case out of the die and so on. And then there's the this is the bullet seater, and it's also the primer platform here. And then this is the die body. The die body includes a funnel for you to pour the powder, put the bullet in it, and then there's a crimper on the other side when you turn it over. So that's essentially it. So what we're going to do is we're going to get situated here. I'm going to go ahead and throw some primers in there, and we're going to use in this particular case we're going to use some Winchester PowerPoints 64 grains, and we'll begin reloading using this kit. And you'll see how easy it is to actually get this done. There is no science to this, and anybody can do it. It takes minimal space, minimal amount of investment. As long as you have the bullets, primers, and powder, and some cases, everything else you need is here in this kit for less than $30 plus the hammer. So what happens first is that we have to deprime the case. So we put the case here, we put the depriming rod inside of it, and we deprime it. Now the primer is taken out of the case here. We're going to grab a new primer, we're going to place it here, and now we're going to take the sizing tool and we're going to size this case here. And what this tool does, it doesn't do full length sizing, it does neck sizing, which allows you to have a case that is fire formed to the exact dimensions and shape of your chamber. And because it is shaped like your chamber, it's going to fit better than factory ammo, and it's going to be more accurate. Also, the fact that you're only neck sizing your rounds means that you are working your brass less, and it will last you a lot longer than if you were to full size. So we put the powder in it. Now we're going to put the bullet in it, and now we are going to seat the bullet. The bullet is seated. Come to the other side here, we crimp the bullet, and you have one fully loaded round. So that's as easy as it gets. So let's try to do it now in a way that it's with less talking, and you can kind of see what the rhythm is once you kind of get going with this. It's actually quite easy. So we grab the case, knock that primer out. Now we're going to size it. We're going to put a new casing here. I mean a new primer in there. We're going to now seat the primer in it. Primer is seated and it's flushed. I push it out. Pour some powder in there. Put my bullet inside. Seat my bullet. And I'll crimp my bullet. And that's it. If you have a more stable platform that I'm using, your stuff is not going to bounce around as much. I usually don't do this on this particular bench, but just for the purpose of demonstration, I'm doing that tonight. So we're going to do the same thing here. usually if you have more space, things will go a lot smoother, obviously. But for right now, I'm just doing this on this bench here just so I can demonstrate and keep everything in the frame so you can see all of the operations and how they are occurring. But as you can tell, this doesn't need a whole lot of room in your house, and pretty much anybody can do this. I had a 15-year-old boy, neighbor's kid, over here this weekend, and they shoot a lot, and he's getting into cowboy action shooting, and he was, this one's been deprimed already, and he was complaining about how expensive ammo he's getting. So I told him about reloading, and I brought him over here, and I had him reload a 243 case, and I just simply told him what to do once I got one of these classic loader kits out, and he reloaded a round in less than 1 minute with me just telling him what to do without ever having done so. As soon as he got done, we took my 243 out, had him shoot the bullet that he just reloaded, and he was hooked. So, you know, it is a rather gratifying experience because you can enjoy the fruits of your labor right away, and it's not something that's going to break the bank. His dad makes him pay for his own guns and ammo, so which is great. It's a great idea, and if he wants to really enjoy more shooting, then getting into reloading like this, I think, is going to be the key for somebody that's just starting out, and especially somebody that they don't know if, you know, they're going to be doing it for a long time, or. And when I get to talking, I don't usually pay as much attention as I should, so I have to repeat operations 2 or 3 times. But essentially, this is something that's pretty gratifying, I think, and anybody can enjoy this, and anybody can do it. And if a 15-year-old that's never done it can do it, then so can you. And if a 15-year-old can afford a $30 kit, then so can you. And to be quite honest, I find this reloading extremely relaxing. I have a single stage press and I have a turret press, so I could be going through this a lot faster. But you know what? Sometimes I don't want to go fast because I'll have just a few rounds to do, and I just want to take my time and enjoy the reloading experience. It's not just about cranking out hundreds of rounds. Of course, that's nice when, you know, you're going to go shooting over the weekend. Then I get on my turret press and crank out a few hundred rounds. But if I'm not doing that, and I'm just trying to relax, then I will always go for my Lee loaders. I have a Lee loader in every caliber that I own, simply because of the enjoyable experience that I get from using this in this manner, and taking the taking the time to reload my bullets calmly, in time, and it's just something that I enjoy. I don't always enjoy cranking out hundreds of rounds. So this is the last round here, and even though I've been yakking and getting distracted and having to do things over, it hasn't been too bad. Yeah, they go pretty quick, especially if you get a system going and you get everything ready. So we reloaded 9 rounds, and you know, it's just enjoyable. So I hope that you like it. Hope that you learn something from it. Doesn't take any room, doesn't take a whole lot of money, minimal amount of materials. You can put that in a small tool bag. Take it with you if you're traveling. Enjoy it in a hotel room. Uh, and if you put a little brick underneath it, if you take a little brick with you and glue some foam to the bottom of the brick, there's actually no noise whatsoever. Right now it's pretty noisy because it's on the surface here, but that's not usually what I use. So anyways, thanks for watching. God bless everybody. You'll take care.